Hey guys, it's Fweddi here with episode 6 of my MW3 series. Today it's a kill confirmed in Underground with the gun that I took through to my next prestige, and it is, it's the modern 1887. I know that may come as a surprise to some of you guys, but someone asked me to do it and I was like, are you sure? I thought it was quite a bad gun, so I tried it, I brought it through to the next prestige, and I have to admit, it is one of the worst guns ever in Call of Duty. Seriously guys, that is not an understatement. I do get a few good shots of it in this game, but this is my best gameplay that I had today. Literally I prestiged and I had about 20 games, about 5 of them were rage quit because it was just so hard to use. It is a big knock on your KD when you're using it. You can sometimes, it's just basically really consistent. Sometimes you get 3 shots on people, sometimes it takes 1 shot, sometimes it's really far away and you get them 1 shot, sometimes it's really close and it takes more than 1 shot. So yeah, it's not that great a gun. However, today I'm going to be showing you some choke points that you need to use in Underground, and here is the first of them. I'm sure you all know about this place in the B flag. It's always got heavy traffic from both sides, as it's one of the only flanks and routes to the other side of the map. As you can see on the screen in the top right, a lot of them are just spawning all around me, and I can pick up quite an easy few kills. However, my advice for this choke point is you've got to always be on the move. If they see you and they've got the higher ground, they can easily get you. But then again, they can also, if you're on the higher ground, people can get you from behind. So you've always got to be on the move through the staircase, up and down. Sadly, I die here because of that smoke. But let's bring up an analysis now of this choke point. This is a map of the Underground found in Call of Duty Elite. If you don't like going around on the move in this choke point, then I highly suggest sitting under the staircase. The green dot here is meant to represent the person who gets the kills, whilst the blue dots are the people who are spawning. As you can see, they'll all run over you, try and get to the B flag, and you can easily shoot them as represented by the yellow dot. So yeah, you might have seen that earlier. I was under the staircase and I got a few kills of it. You could always try camping behind the van, but that's where the enemy's sights will be focused on, and it can be prone to explosions. I'm going to move on to the second choke point in a moment. For now, I'm just going to analyse the model 1887, its benefits and its disadvantages. I mentioned earlier it's let down by its inconsistency, but it also has a few issues regarding its fire rate. For example, the Striker and the A12 fire much faster than the model 1887, so therefore they get their shots out quicker even though they're slightly less powerful. You can see here the model is the last shotgun to be unlocked, due to its high power at both short range and long range. Together the aim time and the reload time add up to almost a second, and it is frequently glitched out, sometimes taking more than 2 seconds to reload the bullets. It has a fairly decent mag size of about 7 bullets, but to be honest you miss so much that you end up having to reload quicker than you might think. It also has a really big downside in the fact that it has no attachments. This is presumably because in COD 6 the models were very overpowered with the akimbo. They nerfed it there and they probably didn't want to make the same mistake again on this game. There is one redeeming quality about the models, however. Once you get to level 28, as with all the shotguns on MW3, you unlock the damage proficiency. This greatly increases the power of each bullet in your gun and makes the model fairly worthwhile. But then again, the Striker and the Spat also receive this boost. So in terms of using other shotguns, don't go for the models. I wasn't convinced by the model stats, so I decided to compare it to the Spat 12 in a private match. I put a damage proficiency on both the guns, but they seem to inflict the same amount of damage on each test. The results may have been different about the damage proficiency, but the Spat 12 has attachments and was equally powerful with damage proficiency here. So online it would probably fare a bit better, but you know, it's unlocked at a much lower level anyway, so yeah, I'd go for the Spat. I've got my Predator missile here, and as you can see, I've gone straight back to under the staircase, as I know that it can get me a few kills, and nobody will suspect that I'm here. As you can see, I own my attack helicopter just because of that spot alone, so yeah, that should hopefully encourage you to try it out. I think it's time to move on to the next choke point here. I'm just going to show you in the top right corner how many people try and flood through to the middle of the map here. There aren't too many, but you've got to remember, there are always campers positioned in the window and on the bridge. So, without further ado, let's go to the analysis. This time we'll be focusing on the right side of the map, and as you can see, the danger areas are highlighted in red. The blue dots represent the campers positioned on the bridge and in the window, whilst the green dots represent the points of entry into the main building in the middle of the map, and where you are vulnerable to fire from these campers. To try and move up in these campers, many people choose to go on the outside on the right, and also through the corridor on the right. This means the corridor on the right becomes a main choke point, as there is enough cover for the attackers to launch an assault without being spotted by the campers. You probably already know this, but I'm just going to give you a few tips and pointers on how to handle this choke point. First tip is, don't go outside. If you don't get killed by the campers, you'll get killed by the rushers trying to go up this staircase here. It's better to use the cover in this room here to protect yourself from the people coming upstairs, as well as the people flooding through the main entrance from their spawn point. As you can see in the top right corner, people are spawning, turning left, and rushing straight through. It's the quickest point of entry, so that's where most people will be at. As you can see here, I'm going to die as I rush up too far. It's better to stay in the room and not rush up too much. That ends my tips and tricks for today, guys, but I'd like to quickly cover the announcement by Robert Bowling that there are going to be 3 new game modes on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 that's going to be added at the weekend. It's likely they will already be up by the time you're watching this. The new public playlists are Drop Zone, Hardcore Headquarters, and all hardcore modes will be converted to Ricochet. So, my thoughts on those. Drop Zone was originally a custom game setting in private matches, and I thought it was pretty fun. It wasn't too great. It was a bit like King of the Hill in Halo Reach. Basically, you've got to get to the drop zone to earn points, and the first team to 7,500 points wins the round. But every 15 seconds, a care package also drops, and whichever team has the most members in the drop zone at that point owns the care package. But then again, anyone can steal it, but it's much harder for the enemy. I presume the drop zone changes location every 30 seconds or so, but I'm not sure. Also, some other tidbits about this. You can't get point streaks in this game mode, so you can't earn anything from the assault support or specialist packages. Instead, you have to get all your air support from the care packages. Javelins are also disabled. We're coming up to the end of the game here, so I'm just going to quickly cover the other 2 game modes. Hardcore Ricochet was added to prevent friendly fire, I think, and I think that could have been added at the beginning of Modern Warfare 3 anyway, so I don't think it's that big a difference. Hardcore Headquarters, that is returning from Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 6 I think. I remember on Call of Duty 4 lots of snipers used to play that, so I guess it's good for quick scopers, but then again it also could have been added at the beginning, as could Drop Zone. So yeah, hopefully Modern Warfare 3 will bring some original new game modes out as well soon. But yeah, I think it's a good addition to the playlists, and I look forward to them. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay today, guys. I finished 27-9. Special thanks to Nick for helping me test out guns in the private match, and special thanks to George for helping me with the inspiration and ideas. I'm afraid that's the end, guys. MrFweddi here. Peace out.